Prices are holding for now. Hi, my name is Adam. I am the owner of Vision Real Estate, and if you see a property that you're curious about because prices can be a little bit deceiving these days, feel free to click on the link in the comments below where you can access my schedule and book a time that is most convenient for you to chat with me, or you can send me an email to adam@visionrealestate.ca and I will send you a personal video explaining my thoughts on what it could be worth and why. A lot has been happening since my last video. Interest rates are climbing.
Governing Council took the decision to raise the policy rate. This is the first step on that path.
The Liberal NDP deal is pushing forward housing initiatives.
This supply and confidence agreement starts today and will be in place until the end of this Parliament in 2025.
Use this power in a minority government to bring in affordable housing.
Oxford Economics released a report stating that Canadian housing is on thin ice and the spring market is right around the corner. So what can we expect moving forward into the spring? Before I get started, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to support me in the content I'm bringing you. And if you like this video, hit that like button. And if you don't like this video, be sure to hit the dislike button twice. In this video, I'm gonna go over what we know, the facts, and then in my opinion, what we can expect to see in the spring market this season. To start things off, the Liberal NDP deal had quite a bit to do about housing. They've agreed on extending the Rapid Housing Initiative for an additional year, refocusing the Rental Construction Financing Initiative on affordable units, moving forward on launching a Housing Accelerator Fund, and then implementing a Home Buyers Bill of Rights and tackling the financialization of the housing market by the end of 2023. Now, how is this going to affect the market? The truth is, nobody really knows. One thing is for sure, we definitely need more supply, but that is gonna take years to construct. And in the meantime, we can definitely expect interest rates to be on the rise. And even though raising interest rates does cool a market and will definitely force pricing down a bit, Toronto historically is usually just a freight train, and that has a lot to do with our population growth. The federal government put in a plan from 2021 until the end of 2023 to bring in 1.2 million new immigrants into the country, and we know probably about half of those end up in Toronto and the GTA in general. On average, in any given year, we usually build about 35 to 38,000 homes in Toronto. So over the long haul, is this really going to be able to keep up with demand, even if the government steps in and starts creating housing on top of that? In my opinion, over the long haul, no. We won't be able to satisfy that kind of demand with supply, but in the short term, things might look a little bit different. Oxford Economics just came out with a study that they did that basically painted the Canadian housing market as being on thin ice. If you read the report really carefully, it points to price charts and then kind of gives a juxtaposition to average household income. And although this is very true, it doesn't really account for a lot of other factors. This is why they kind of covered themselves a little bit by saying that they don't believe end users who are buying their homes to live in as a primary residence are going to be affected by this. But in my opinion, it didn't really take in a lot of other factors in play that I think are really big indicators into where the market is shifting to right now. And mainly that just really means population growth versus interest rates. Right now, there seems to be a bit of a lingering in the marketplace where the market's not sure quite how to deal with rising interest rates, but an ever-growing population that is increasing. In my opinion, I read through the report and came away with the same thing that I normally do, which is that the only thing that really curbs pricing is interest rate increases, and then at the same time seeing a huge increase in supply. In the long haul, overall, I think Toronto just has far too big of a consumption rate given the amount of supply that we typically increase by every single year. So although we are going to see an increase in supply and also an increase in interest rates, those things both seem to be happening rather slowly. So what can we expect for the spring market? I think we're gonna see two things happening mainly. One is higher interest rates, and I think that we should really be keeping our eye on April the 13th because that's when the Bank of Canada is making another announcement about interest rate hikes. And two, I think we're gonna see a lot more houses hitting the market in the spring. I do think we're gonna see that typical seasonal trend of more houses coming on, more supply hitting the market, and that's gonna also influence pricing a little bit. As for pricing, I think we're actually gonna hover in pricing over the next few months. I think the market still needs to kind of decide as to which way it's leaning, whether it values higher interest rates more or its population growth more. And I think that that's gonna play out over the spring market. If you think I'm totally wrong about everything I just said, feel free to comment below and let me know, and I'd be happy to chat about it there with you. That's all I got for you today. See you next time.